old. Love Was Just a Word I did not write. That was written by a man named Randy Boudreau and Donnie Keith, hit songwriters in Nashville. And I just sort of came across this song, and he thought that it would be a great song for me, and I just love what it has to say and what it's about, and it had I could relate to it a lot at the time. So I just chose it, and I thought that it would be great.
It does sound lovely. Randy Boudreau, tell us more about this man, because he seems to be quite important in your career just at the moment. A chance meeting with him, was it?
It was. I was at a writer's night in Nashville, and I had met a promoter, a local promoter there, who had introduced me to Randy and thought that I would work well with him. And it was rather interesting how we kind of, he loved my voice and wanted me to sing one of his songs. And so we had lunch one day at a steakhouse, and he was like, "Here, I want you to hear this song." And we went out to the parking lot, and he pulled out his guitar from the back seat, and he still had the original lyrics written on a sheet of paper. And it was windy that day, so he had his keys. He held his keys onto the piece of paper so they wouldn't blow away, and kind of knelt down and just sang the song for me in the parking lot. And so that's how I heard it.
That's quite a memory to have, isn't it? Of how you first heard the song. Yeah. So clearly you'd had an ambition to perform before meeting Randy. You were at a songwriters' conference, I think you said. But this performance that you've been doing goes back to childhood, doesn't it? You were keen to be seen by people around you. Why was that, do you think? Were you a bit of a show-off?
No. Well, I don't know now. I wasn't. I was always involved in music from a very early age, and I used to goof around. I'm an only child, and so I'd get bored really easily, and I'm always got to be busy and doing things. And I would always find myself playing my mom's old cassette tapes in the stereo, and I would always dance around and choreograph little dances to the songs, and I would sing along, and that would keep me busy. And she noticed that I just had such a love for music, and got me into music at a very early age, and that led into performing and on stage and dancing, and that led into singing, and led into where I am today. So. And
the more you did, the more you wanted to do, by the sounds of it. Isn't it strange for some people how that bug really bites? What do your parents think about this? Your mum, is she happy with your showbiz life?
Oh yes, definitely. My mom's always been very, very supportive, and she's definitely sacrificed a lot as far as, even just taking time off of work to drive me to lessons, or whether it be contests or performances or whatnot. So she's definitely been very, very supportive, as well as my entire family. So I'm very lucky.
It was in Canada that you were growing up, is that right?
Yes, Canada, Ontario, Canada.
Ontario, which is east or west coast? That's the west coast, isn't it?
It's more central.
Central, there we go. Canada is still a mystery to many of us here in the UK, I'm afraid. But we do recognise there's a lot of good performing talent one way or another coming out of Canada. And do you feel that you're part of a scene of singers that are coming through from Canada now?
I hope so. I sure hope so. Canada has a lot of talent, a lot of wonderful talent, and I'd be very blessed to be a part of it.
And those early days in Ontario, I mean, can you paint a picture? As I say, we know little of Canada, I fear, in this country. So, what are your images that you recall of childhood?
Well, I grew up in a very small town. Well, I'm sure it's not very, very small, but it's 30,000 people. It's a town called Woodstock, Ontario. My mom's a barber, still works there today. She's working there today. It was my grandfather, her father's business, so it's been in business for 50 years. I spent a lot of time there after school, and kind of playing and singing, even sometimes in the barber shop. Everyone knows everyone, and my dad was a mechanic, and I grew up as an only child. I graduated high school, moved to London, Ontario, which is about maybe 30 minutes south of Woodstock, and graduated with my honors BA in philosophy. And then I thought, well, okay, so I've graduated with a BA, but I really want to do music. How does this, I guess the biggest contemplation was, how do I fit music into an education? Like, how does that fit? you know, because if you take music in school, you have to take an instrument and it's more like a classical based. And I was trained classically, but I found that never really helped me write songs. It was almost more of a hindrance because I don't play by ear. But if you put a piece of music in front of me, I can play. So then I moved to Nashville. I thought, you know, I'm going to pursue a master's degree in business and learn more about the music business, and that will definitely help me learn more about the business itself and help cultivate my craft of songwriting and singing, because I'll be living in Nashville. Nashville is such a wonderful place. It has a lot of artists.
So that's how we've got to where you are today. It's interesting. You were born in a place called Woodstock, but not the Woodstock. And then you moved to London, but not the London.
Yes.
Both names of places that are associated with music one way and another, Woodstock and London. But then you went to the real Nashville. That was the real Nashville in the United States you went to.
Yes, and, the real Nashville.
Is that where you're based now?
Yes, that's where I live. I'm not sure if I'll end up staying there. I don't know. I had contemplated on moving to London, England, to the UK, because we love it so much. But we'll just have to see.
Now, while you're in this country, you're getting a chance to tour around, and here you are in Nottingham. I think so far you've probably only seen our one-way system. But what do you make of cities like Nottingham and this country generally?
I absolutely love it. I love, we rented a car, so we've gotten a chance to see the countryside and driving on the roads and such, so I'm glad that we got a chance to see the different cities and see what they have to offer. I haven't seen too much of Nottingham right now, but what I have seen of it I absolutely adore.
And do you notice differences in people and attitudes this side of the Atlantic?